Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I haven't been active for a while. It's just because if you've been on my channel, you know I like to review the shows. I rarely discuss the shows once they're over because I don't like to sort of meddle in the gossip because it becomes messy and sort of it's something else. Anyway, so I came across the Ultimatum South Africa. I came across a trailer actually on Twitter and I was like, my eyes lit up really because I thought to myself, if it's going to be half as good as Young, African and Famous, then I'm here for it. And it looks like it's going to be one of those because right from the jump, you can see that people are looking around. They're looking at who's going to be my next target, who's going to be my next conquest, who am I likely to sort of mesh with. And it's like, well, that's not why you're here, really. That's not why you're here. Maybe sit down, take a step back, just relax, take a deep breath. And then from there, you can move on into introducing yourself to people. But hey, I digress. In this episode, I'll be reviewing The Ultimatum South Africa, Season 1, Episode 1. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, turn on the notification bell for when I upload new videos, and definitely share. It's your girl, Valerie. So the hosts come in and sort of they're a married couple. I'm not familiar with them, unfortunately. Apparently they did issue each other an ultimatum when they were dating. It seems Haza issued Salamina an ultimatum and then eventually they got married and they seem happy. I guess they're the sort of South African version of Nick and Vanessa as hosts, more or less. Anyway, they start sort of having conversations with the couples to sort of see and sort of carry out introduction. They start off with Genesis and Tabby. Genesis and Tabby apparently have been together for 7 years. And it's like, my God, that's a long time. It seems they met in university and it seems Genesis was interested, but he didn't know how to ask her out until she sort of approached him and just said, here's my number. And then, they were off and racing. They seem cute. They seem very comfortable around each other, which I like. But then it was a bit awkward when they were sort of introducing themselves to the couple in front of them, and the couple in front of them, the partner was sort of saying, this is my man, and it's like, well, he's really not your man if he hasn't put a ring on it. Yeah, you're dating, but it seems he's not as serious about you as you are about him, and this is why one of you has put the other to the ultimatum, in my opinion. So next couple is Khanya and Nkateko. They are 30 and 34. And for me, I got flashback. I really got flashback. I got, I felt some type of way the moment it came out that apparently Nkateko wasn't Kanya's type, but he's now her type. And then she issues an ultimatum after a year of dating. And it's like, how did he go from not being your type to suddenly you're issuing an ultimatum to say, take me off the market, I'm ready to get married? What happened in that 1 year that's made you have this sudden belief? I feel like this is why maybe he hasn't proposed, because it's like, we went from me not being your type to suddenly I'm your type and now let's get married. That doesn't make sense to me. That really doesn't make sense to me. I don't know whether it's just me, but hey, it is what it is. I like all of them. They look very comfortable. All the couples look cute. They look happy. Everybody always looks happy on episode 1. It's just as the episode rolls, then all the mess starts. So they have their toes. The couples are explained the process. Obviously, if you've watched the ultimatum, it doesn't matter whether it's the queer one or the US one. I haven't watched the French one. You come in with your person, you spend a night with your person, and then you go speed dating, and then at the end of the week you get to recouple with someone. You stay with that person for 4 weeks, and then after 4 weeks you go back to your person. And this is where the mess comes in, because if you had a person that you really got along with and suddenly to be going back to your person that you had issues with, this is where a lot of people struggle and a lot of relationships break down and end up people breaking up because they were in a messy relationship, they just didn't know it. At times you watch a couple and you ask yourself, why are they here? Why are they here? Isaac and Ruth, I don't understand why they're here. I really don't. It seems they're the same age, they're both 28, but Ruth is saying that apparently she hasn't met any of Isaac's family members. When he's at home, she's not allowed to call him, she has to text him. And his excuse is the fact that, in my culture, you can't introduce anyone unless she's your wife. And it's like, why does it sound like he's married? Why does it sound like he's got somebody else he's dating? And if he is dating somebody else, he's got guts to come on TV and be recorded with somebody else, unless he's doing it for the star power that comes with being on the show. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And it's very confusing. Obviously, there's this conversation about him complaining that, oh, when I do talk to you, you don't sort of ask about my day and how I'm doing, but otherwise we get on very well. And they say they've been dating for 2 years, but they've only spent about 8 months together. And it's like, So are you on the show because you want to work on your relationship, or are you on the show because you want to be on TV? I'm very anxious. Obviously, Ruth was crying that, he's talking about what if he meets somebody else who's better than her. And it's like, well, he might actually have someone at home who's better than you, who's had a conversation with and is told it's better for me to go and be on TV and make money, and then we can come back and get married, because his excuse for not introducing her to his friends or his family doesn't make sense, in my opinion. Nola and Lebo, they're 26 and 34, and apparently they've been dating for a year and a half, and it's like, she's a baby. She's only 26. What is she doing here? She needs to enjoy life. She's got at least a couple more years. If she was 28, maybe then I would say, oh yeah, she needs to settle down. But 26, nah, she's a baby. They talk about the fact that apparently he's a poor communicator, and he's sort of, oh, she's got a good heart. I love this, that. Well, if you love all those things about her, why do you go about flirting with anything in a skirt? Why? And why haven't you locked it down? If you know that she's such an amazing person, you're going to blink and lose out, because I think there's multiple guys on the show and out there who would be willing to take her off your hands. So you might need to be careful, buddy. Otherwise, you're going to be crying in a corner once she's gone. Our last couple is Aiden and Courtney. They are 27 and 29. And apparently they've been together for 7 years. And for me, I don't get it. I hate when people use this excuse that I'm afraid of commitment, I'm afraid of relationships. When you've been in a relationship with someone for 7 years, you might as well, some marriages last less than 7 years. Yes, you're worried that, you might get divorced, but what about 7 years? Memories are still memories. It doesn't matter how long your relationship is. So I'm not buying this crap of him saying, oh, I'm worried about getting married because people have been together for years and they get married. Whereas if you're in a relationship and you get married, and it's like, it's just a piece of paper, really. Technically, it's just a piece of paper, because the feelings you have for someone, unless you're not fully into it, when you break up, it still hurts the same. Whether or not you were married, it still hurts the same, unless you are not serious about your partner. So I don't get where Aiden is coming from. Obviously, they're both worried about, the process and the fact that they're going to be coupling up with somebody else. What do I think? You could see Courtney's eyes light up. She must have liked one of the guys in the experiment. So I can't wait to see who she couples up with. As for Tabby and Genesis look like they're on a couples retreat and they're, at a swingers club, because they're busy asking each other, who do you like? And it's like, oh, please don't. I think they're going to be the naughty couple. I hope they're serious. I really do. I am worried that some people have got together just to be on TV. Because if you've been in a relationship for a year, why are you on the ultimatum? 7 years makes sense. 4 years makes sense. 1 year, not really. Oh, my bad. I actually forgot one more couple. Sizakele and Lindele. Please forgive my pronunciations. She's 29. They're 29 and 32, and apparently they used to be neighbors. They dated for 3 months, and then he was already saying he wants to get married, and it's like 3 months is a bit too quick, says Akela. Apparently they've been friends before, so they used to confide in one another. So I think he's always harbored feelings for her, but as girls at times we just assume somebody's our friend when they are in a relationship, or they are waiting at the doorstep for an opening, and as soon as it's open they step in. And so for her it makes sense that she'd be nervous. I would be nervous if someone after 6 months told me they wanted to get married. But then again, I watch Married at First Sight, so what am I saying? Contradicting myself, am I? I don't know. They seem really cute. They seem to really like one another. So I really can't wait to see what happens on their journey. Obviously, Lindela is anxious because she's worried that, what if he meets somebody else and, he develops feelings for her, which makes sense. But then bringing each other to the experiment after 6 months does not make sense to me. It does not make sense. I think they should have sat down and communicated better on where they are. Maybe made plans on when they want to get married before just entering the experiment. But then, hey, They know their relationship. They've known each other, it seems, a long time. So we'll see how it goes and how things play out. So you have Khanya and Nkateko having this conversation. He's asking her, to say, I want you to say I love you, irregardless of how things turn out at the end of the day, but we're parting on a good note. And it's like, well, maybe she's trying to protect herself. She's worried that maybe you are not as into this as she is. And you've only been dating for a year anyway. So I understand his insecurities. I understand the fact that she told him that he wasn't her type. So he's bound to be insecure and think that what if she meets someone who's her type? She's going to be gone. So I think she should have given him that. For her to refuse to give him that, I think wasn't fair. I think it wasn't fair. I think she should have at least told him that she loves him, and then whatever happened would have happened, but at least he knew that she loved him and they really tried their best to make things work. Tabby and Genesis are on a good note. They went out with a bang, it seems. So hey, to each their own. This is going to be messy because some of these people are like kids in a candy store. Their excitement, like Aiden. Aiden is ecstatic. He can't wait. He wants to dive in. He's ready to go. And so I am anxious about a lot of these relationships. I don't see sort of any that I would say this one will survive this experiment at this point in time. Obviously they speak to the host. They're told you're now single, you're now going on speed dating, and at the end of the day you need to make a decision. Do you live with the person you came in with? Do you live with somebody new, or do you live on your own? And it's like, this is going to be messy. There's going to be a lot of tears. And I saw from the trailer there's also going to be a punch up, so I can't wait for that. Anyway, they go on their speed dates and they start off with people just getting to know one another as they normally do. Tabby is going to be a problem. Because apparently there's a couple that actually had sex twice during the experiment and the partner found out and she kicked off. So I have a feeling it's going to be Tabby and Nkateko because they really got on very well. Their communication, you could tell there was a lot of flirting, and I think there was chemistry because you could see Tabby trying to pull her hand away from him and he could sense that he's got her in his crosshairs. She doesn't stand a chance because if he puts the moves on her, you can see she's ecstatic, she's excited, she's giggly, she's giddy, and it's like, oh my god, this is going to be a mess. Speed dating is interesting. Levo, she's the cutest thing ever. She really is, and I hope she finds her person if she doesn't leave with Nola. And then you have Khanya. Khanya was treating the guys like they were pulling teeth. The way she was just giving them one-word answers, they were all sort of shocked and taken aback. And Aiden was wondering, when am I going to be told to move? You could see it on his face that he wanted to move. He was dying to move. And then Nola is the one who suddenly, apparently, was able to get her to open up because it seems they were born the same year, the same month, and 5 days apart. So they seemed, well, at least she seemed to warm up to him. Although I like the fact that she apologized to Aiden. I think she could tell Aiden was becoming deflated because she was saying, oh, I'm very tired and whatever. And it's like, maybe this is not your thing then. But if you're an interior decorator, you're going to be seeing a lot of people. You're going to want to be a social person. Yeah, you might not be social in your dating life like that, but still at least make an effort because you are on TV. You don't want to come across snobbish. So at least make an effort to show that you're interested in what this guy has to say to you. At least, please. These people are going to kill me. These people, oh my god. Ruth and Nola, oh my god. I see trouble in paradise because they have this instant attraction, and you can see that Ruth is smitten by Nola with the way he's talking to her, the way he's expressing himself, and it's like, I don't think your partner is going to be happy when he sees this. I think you need to slow your roll. Yes, you can be attracted to someone at first sight, but you don't know the problems that he's been having in his relationship that have brought him to the show. So if I were you, I would slow my roll and get to actually know who this person is, because Nola, there's a reason why Lebo has brought him. Lebo seems like an amazing girl, so there's a reason why he's on the show. So if I were you, I'll slow your roll, get to know him, not get too giddy and excited, because you can tell. I think they're going to choose each other at coupling. You always get that couple on the Ultimatum that hit it off at the start and they couple up, and I can't wait. Nkateko is in trouble because he's very flirty, and I remember his partner actually said that's one of his weaknesses, in the sense that he likes to flirt. So you can see when he's speaking to the girls, he has them in the palm of his hand, and any of them could easily bite. Obviously, Courtney said she had her eye on him. Sikanile said she also felt some type of way about him, and she was giddy. And it's like, oh my God, these people are looking for a love connection. They're not looking to see if there's something better on the outside. They're looking for their next person. They're already ready to dump the person that they came into the experiment with. So I don't know. Although Courtney seemed more at ease with Genesis. She really seemed very comfortable with Genesis. I loved that conversation for her. And you could tell she was really excited because she could tell that, you know, there's plenty of opportunities for her to couple up with someone. I think this is something that would have made her anxious. I don't know how Aiden is going to feel when he realizes that, oh my God, she's going to be taken by somebody else. Why does it seem like some people were looking for a way of dumping their partner and this is now their opportunity? That's the impression that I get, especially from someone like Lindell. Yes, he gets along with Ruth. For what reason? I don't get it. I really don't. I would have thought he would have got on with Lebo. She seems like a very nice girl. And so I don't get it. And it seems he's more there to audition for more roles for his next job, because they then they sort of dare each other to try and do a monologue, and it's like, this is not it. This is not it. This is not why you're here. This tells me that you're just on the show just to be famous. You're not on the show because you're really serious about a relationship. They then have everyone sit down, and it's like, it doesn't make sense to me, the fact that they had people sit away from their ex-partners, and yet they had Sisekele and Lindell sit at the same table. And then for Nolan really likes Ruth. I don't know why he really likes Ruth. I don't know. I think it's more of a physical attraction to one another. I think this is what it is. I don't know whether there's anything deeper than that, because you then have Lindell sat down with Sisekele and is refusing for her to call him babe or for her to talk about her feelings. And it's like, but this is why you brought her into the experiment. You said you're bringing her into the experiment because she didn't talk about herself or her feelings, and you really wanted her to open up and see if there was anything there. So I don't get it. Ruth and Noel, I don't know. I think once they do the nasty, then they're going to just draw apart. I can see a lot of drama and toxicity there. I don't think there's anything that is sort of more in depth or someone that's looking for something long term. I can't wait to see what happens with that train wreck. I really can't wait to see what happens. I actually loved the second sort of group date as compared to the roller skating thingy, because this was very sensual. I think what happened is the producers looked at the couples and saw who was struggling to sort of open up, and the ones that were struggling to open up are the ones that were sent on the sort of salsa dancing class, because it made them relax and just let go. And you could see the excitement on their faces when they were dancing, and it's like, oh, now it's about to heat up, now it's getting spicy. And so I like the fact that you could see that Aiden actually let go. He was very nervous, I think, and even Lebo was nervous. The person who shocked me the most, actually, was Isaac. I think Isaac, I'm starting to worry that Isaac and his partner were not actually in a relationship. They came on the show to be famous because of the way that he sort of made a beeline and sort of started immediately flirting with Khanya. It makes me question whether he's actually in a relationship or whether this is his opportunity to actually be famous and pretend like he really likes someone. Nkateko I don't understand him, because he brought his partner to the show because he gave his partner an ultimatum. He said, he feels some type of way, he doesn't feel secure in the relationship and whatever. But for him to then pull her once she starts chatting to Isaac doesn't make sense, because she really struggled to open up to the guys, and the guys were really struggling to sort of have a go with her because of how sort of standoffish she was. And so the fact that he saw her open up to the very first person and then he made his move, and it's like, why would you do that? You were flirting with the other girls, no one sort of took them away from you, and yet as soon as your girl starts to create a connection with somebody, you're jumping in to sort of pull her away. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense. It was a great first episode. I can see it's going to be drama, and I can't wait. I will be uploading my reviews daily. So for the next sort of 9-10 days, I'll be uploading an episode each day. And so I can't wait. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And click the link in my video to watch my reviews from the Ultimatum USA. Bye, guys.